Um, if it wasn't Damien, who do you think is worthy next?
Who is worthy, right? Who the fuck is worthy? I don't know. I don't know any of these fucking guys. They're like nobodies. It should be me and Damien. It should have been me and Damien again. Pono did pretty fucking good. I hurt my shoulder on like number 1, so I'm gonna just like monitor that. But if I hadn't hurt my shoulder, it would have been a little bit more definitive. But I feel like just keeping it clean and not reacting to his slaps pretty much solidified me. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking focus on healing up and taking Bill out.
And you are a seasoned veteran. I feel like you have proven to have a chin, and every single one of Pono's matches have ended in knockouts. So were you surprised by his power, and how do you feel like you handled it?
I was surprised it wasn't as hard as I was expecting. Like, there's been guys that have hit me that have stung. Like, yeah, I'll still maintain, like, John Davis probably rocked me the most. And maybe that's a combination of him being a fucking welder and him, me not being experienced. You know what I mean? So there's a certain amount of experience that goes into this, and the more experience I get, the more used to it I am, and the less shocking it is for me. So when someone hits me with all they got, and I'm like, meh, it's kind of, I'm just used to that shit already.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and then you mentioned that you hurt your shoulder.
A little bit. It just fucking feels sore. Like on that first slap, I feel like I maybe opened up too much and didn't like rotate all the way through. Where I don't know. Something happened in my armpit, so we're just gonna monitor that. I already told them. They already looked at it. It's nothing like detrimental. It's just something I gotta monitor.
And when would you like to come back?
As soon as possible. Power Slap 13, Friday the 13th. Bell, come on, baby. Let's fucking go.
Thank you, DTP. Congratulations.
No problem. Thank you.
DTP, talk to me about experience versus youth. We've seen experience win out, and it did here tonight.
Is he younger than me? Are you trying to say that I look old?
Experience-wise, anyways.
Yeah, man. Pono has a pretty decent chin. I wasn't hitting him with 100% because, like I said, I was trying to monitor like how my shoulder was feeling. So I just wanted to make sure I stayed clean. And I think both of us stayed clean. That was a clean match all the way through, right? No fouls. So good. That's what we want ultimately, is to make the sport fucking more legitimate and not foul, and fucking run these matches all the way through the way that they're supposed to be ran. So I'm happy with the way that it played out. I beat him on points and skill, and I didn't have to knock him out. But I feel like if I was hitting him 100%, I would knock him out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, you talked about before that after the victory, you were going to take him out for a beer. Is that still going to happen?
Yeah. I told him to meet me at the after party. I got him.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Great vocal skills. Did you catch Volkanovski singing at the press conference today?
Volkanovski singing at the press conference? No, what did he sing?
Fall for You.
What a G, dude. I fucking love that guy. I fucking love that. I want to see him. Let's do a duet together. Volkanovski, come on. Let's sing Don't Stop Believing together. Come on. Where you at? Chilling? Hey, thank you guys. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay safe. And Power Slap 13. Bell, come on. Friday the 13th, baby. Let's get it.
What's up, guys? First, I want to thank Sonny and the V-Chain team for their new title sponsorship of Power Slap, and the YouTube team for getting us launched and featuring us on short notice. And also Fountain Blue. This was another third sold-out event here at Fountain Blue. It's personally my favorite one so far. Tonight's Crypto.com performance bonus winner is Brandon Bordeaux. He'll receive $10,000 in crypto provided by Crypto.com. 4 other performance bonuses are Trujillo, Montoya, K.O. Chris, and K.O. Leahy. First question.
Frank, congratulations on another successful event. Can you talk to me about the magnitude of the V-Chain deal on YouTube and betting on yourselves in this one?
Yeah, it's like what Dana said. Like, we're now on YouTube. We're able to control our destiny, and YouTube is an incredible platform. I mean, tonight we had 7 live streams. One with Nina on the UFC channel doing a influencer and content creator live stream with YouTube's watch with function. It's one of the first times they've ever done it. And they decided to test it with us, and it was a big success. And then we had 4 languages. So, I mean, this is definitely big for us, big for the sport. I'm hearing from my Brazil team that the Brazil stream was off the charts, and everybody down there loved it. So, big things to come with YouTube.
Amazing. 16 fights today. Talk to us about the rationale and reasoning why you brought the fighters in, 7-8 days in advance.
Yeah, so that was actually the first of, we're going to be doing more training camps here in Vegas to get more athletes through. A lot of the guys, this is only our 12th event, so a lot of guys who are the new guys, they haven't fought before. So we're going to be running regular training camps out of Vegas. I think Wolverine and Blackburn were there coaching this time. We'll probably do those bi-monthly and just get more talent through. And then, when you have a lot of people who want to fight, we want to give them more fights. That's why we did the early prelims.
Yeah. Was there any match in particular that stood out to you here tonight?
Well, for me, I think, Trujillo, he's been with us from the very beginning. He was part of that qualifier we did back in 2022. And, he helped build this lightweight division, so happy for him. And I think that was a great fight. I think Paige and Michael Michelle was awesome. Both those girls are tough, and they have a ton of personality. And obviously Bordeaux.
Yeah. Are you excited to see K.O. Chris come back?
Yeah, that was big for him. He came off, I think, 2 KO losses. So this was big for him, and I know he wanted that one bad.
Mm-hmm. Anything on Road to the Title Season 4?
Not yet. We're working on a few things to get more athletes through, but we'll have more news on that soon.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You ever see someone slap someone's nose in half, like in the main event?
That was pretty bad. Actually, I think on the slow-mo, I saw like gush vertical or something like that. They happen. I mean, we've had some blood. The come in doesn't get called up there often, but I got to go back and watch the replay.
Yeah, I just got one for you. It just seems like every time we come here for these events, there's like more and more influencers and cameras and just people enjoying themselves. But have any influencers specifically come up to you yet and been like, hey, man, I might want to get in there?
There's been a couple. A couple have been hitting me
names?
up to do it, and I think that will probably happen this year. But tonight, on the influencer front, I mean, this was by far the most we ever had. In that room was a combined 1 billion in following across social.
Can we possibly get some names of people that have hit you up?
Nah, not yet. But when we have them, you'll see them.
Okay.
You'll see them.
The YouTube deal, is it a one-off deal, or are you still looking for another broadcast rights partner after this? Or
No, so like Dana said, we kind of control our destiny here. So we're going to use YouTube to continue to build this thing globally. I think that's extremely important. Like, Rumble was an incredible partner for us, but the reach of YouTube across the globe. That's why we had, we stood up 4 different languages today, and we'll see how everything goes over the next few days.
Paige VanZant calling for the belt. Obviously, with it being a new promotion, new sport, just what are you guys necessarily waiting for before you would unveil a championship belt officially?
Yeah, in the women's division?
Yeah.
We just need more women to participate. That was the first flyweight fight that she did, so I'm not even sure which weight class we're talking about, but we'll get more women through, and we'll grow that division just like we grew everything else.
Hi, Frank.
Hey.
Usually we see promo for the next fight card, and I don't believe we saw one this time. So do you have a time frame on when 13 will be?
I don't have an exact date yet. We're working on a bunch of things, but it will be soon, and we'll put it out soon.
Awesome. And then Brandon and Isaiah are 1-1. Is a trilogy? Do you think a trilogy would be soon in their future, or would you like to see them fight?
I'm going to give you the Dana answer on this one. We will go back to the
Tuesday?
matchmaking room. I think we do ours on Wednesday, and we'll figure it all out.
Okay, thank you.
This one right here. Obviously, Trujillo had a great performance to capture the inaugural lightweight belt. He did say he wanted to go up for double champ status at 170, and that he walks around it pretty heavily. So, what do you make of that? Do you approve, or is it one of those scenarios like, hey, defend a couple of times, let's get this up and running, and then we'll talk?
I think it seems like everyone always calls for the double belt once they win it or once they have their first defense. The reality is Trujillo is the best lightweight right now in the world in slap, and Blackburn is doing his thing at 170. So if it makes sense down the line, we'll do it. If it doesn't, I think there's a lot of other contenders in both divisions right now that are worthy. Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Hello.
Hi, Paige.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Congratulations. You did call for a women's belt. How soon would you like to see it?
You know what? That is up to Dana and Power Slap, but I truly think that if we're going to be competing in a division, that there needs to be a title to chase.
Yes. And would you like to see that belt pink?
I would love to see it pink. The blue, though, I did the matching blue nails for Power Slap. It would be awesome to have a pink belt for the women. I'm down for that.
And then you did use your right arm this time. How's it feeling? Because you normally use your left.
Yeah, I switched to my right. I thought, I'm right-handed. It should be my power hand. After all the surgeries I've had on it, it should be healed enough. But truly, when I was out there, I actually thought about switching to my left in the middle of the match. I still got the win. Maybe I should have switched and been able to have a little bit more damage, but I think I see myself switching back to my left. I think the impact for myself feels stronger when I'm left-handed.
And then you did say that you were going to the GFL soon, and so you kind of do bounce back and forth. But if you start chasing the title here and you get the title, do you plan on just staying in only Power Slap, or do you still plan on fighting MMA in other leagues?
So I think what people should be able to tell is now that I've been more active in the gym, both chasing MMA dreams and Power Slap dreams, I've been able to drop down to 25. My physique is better than it's absolutely ever been. I know a lot of people criticize or speculate that I'm too busy, but I think just because I can do things and I can accomplish a lot of dreams and other people can't doesn't mean it's a knock on myself. It just means I like to stay busy. I like to stay active, and I like to have dreams to chase. And I'm better and I'm my best self when I have a goal in front of me. And I do believe that MMA and Power Slap are conducive to each other. You're seeing a lot of these people who have MMA backgrounds, like the title tonight has MMA experience, boxing experience. You're going to see a lot of those athletes pull ahead.
Awesome. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Paige, phone right here. When I spoke to you in Abu Dhabi, you were excited to go out there, and I know you didn't get the loss. It was like a draw. Was it did it play a factor in, you didn't have to travel far here for Las Vegas as opposed to going all the way across the world to compete in Power Slap, and, you're 2-0 here in Las Vegas?
No. Honestly, I love traveling. The experience in Abu Dhabi was absolutely amazing. I think the issue with trial and error is people forget there is error. And me going into Power Slap, it was my second match ever. I did foul on one of the shots, although the rest of mine were flawless and incredible. And I won the 2 of the rounds with Power Slap. Unfortunately, when you foul once, it's a 10-8 round, so it went to a draw. So trial and error, but here you got to see that I corrected absolutely every single one of my mistakes. There is a lot of room for correction, though, so next time I'm going to make sure I'm a little bit closer. I was trying not to do the clubbing by just my distance, and it's unfortunately with Power Slap, it's a game of centimeters, so you really have a lot to do in a short amount of time.
Obviously, we knew you as a UFC fighter for so long, and then BKFC. I'm curious, nowadays in 2025, when fans come up to you, is it still Paige, the MMA fighter, or are they starting to be like Paige, the BKFC Power Slap? What do they actually know you from?
I think it's Paige Paige the OnlyFans chick. Honestly, no. I would say UFC fighter. I truly believe one of the greatest accomplishments that I've ever had in my entire life and will ever hold is being in the UFC. Being a part of the UFC and making that walk is special. And when my husband made his walk, a week and a half ago, I was just so excited for him. Of course, I wanted him to win and I wanted the success, but I wanted him to have that moment of walking out to a UFC fight, and I'd start crying as he's walking out because I know what a big deal that is.
To kind of go off of that, I think since you were in BKFC, every scrum is when is Austin going to the UFC?
Yes.
Like, not even to him, to you. And then when we spoke in Abu Dhabi, you guys thought like, oh, maybe he can be on the Tampa card, then the LA card, but now he's in the UFC. So are you happy that you no longer have to answer like when is Austin going to go to the UFC?
Yes, it was unfortunate. Throughout the majority of career, it was like, okay, when is Austin going to be in the UFC? Ever since he won on the Contender Series, he got a finish, and people were pretty surprised that he wasn't given the opportunity. But we've spoken, and we are, we're people of faith, and we believe it's all in God's timing. And now, if he would have gone to the UFC straight off the Contender Series at 6 or 7-0, things could have been different. But now we look at the division, and there's not a single person that I don't think he can truly challenge in his division. So I'm excited. I think he's going to stay extremely active, and I think he's a real threat to his to the UFC.
And then just last one for me, after all the bare knuckle boxing, power slap, obviously you said you're going to concentrate a little bit on MMA now. Does it feel good to be able to kick people again?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. I have missed MMA. A lot of people, of course, were shocked when I went into bare knuckle boxing, but people didn't realize I shattered my forearm, and I had 4 breaks, I think 3 surgeries, and they told me like, hey, you need to take some serious time off to let it heal. And I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll go bare knuckle box while my arm heals. And now I get to be back at like what I love to do. And yeah, it feels really good to kick people again.
Hey, Paige, over here. Going back to Austin, just this, within 2 weeks, he makes his UFC debut. You're picking up a victory. I mean, I have to imagine there's fewer weeks professionally that have been more special for you guys as a family. Can you just talk about the emotions and conversations you guys have had during this little run right now?
Oh my gosh, my husband and I, we deserve a drink more than ever. It has been a chaotic last 2 weeks. For him to get the call on 4 days' notice, I think it was just a day or two prior to that I signed my Power Slap contract. So it was like, holy cow, here we go. And the ups and downs of his opponents being in and being out. And of course, he made the walk, and it was special. And this was amazing. I love Power Slap, but I truly am so happy for him. And his success and his walk to the UFC means so much more to me than this moment.
How is the hunt for the Paige VanZant 1-of-1 going?
Oh, it's going amazing. So far, we have collected 2 1-of-1s. I'm excited for my husband to be in to get his rookie cards once they're out. But yeah, we're still hunting for a few more. We need the gold-plated, right? The gold vinyl 1-of-1. That's the one we're still hunting for.
I know things are still being figured out, but do you get the impression that you will have your GFL fight before they possibly talk to you about another match for Power Slap?
I predict having another Power Slap. I'm asking my manager. Hopefully, I kind of think that we'll do Power Slap again first. I mean, it all depends on, I don't know when the next Power Slap match is. So they're the boss of all that. I just listen to what they say.
Bit of a naive question. Do you train for both of them concurrently, or is it something like you kind of have to focus on, just arms to win Power Slap?
No, absolutely concurrently. And I'm at such an amazing gym, American Top Team. I had King Mo out here in my locker room. Like, he's so pumped and supportive of me, and he's been studying all the fighters. He's going to continue to train me and prepare me for the next Power Slap. I am at such a strong gym that whatever I put my mind to, they're going to make sure that I'm prepared and ready for. And like I said, training for MMA and training for Power Slap at the same time, they go hand in hand. There is only so much you can do to truly, truly be ready for Power Slap. And like the champ said tonight, like, you got to have a good chin, and not a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people can have knockout power, but if you don't have a good chin, you're not going to last here. And I know I have a very good chin.
Paige up front. Obviously, like with the women's division and like Power Slap being so new, when it comes to the opponents that they put in front of you, like, what do you get more excited for? Do you look for somebody that would have like an extensive MMA background, or like maybe a girl that was in bare knuckle before, like, or do you just go in and be like, hey, I'm going to fight this person. I'm not even going to look into the background.
Absolutely no preference on my opponents for power slap. When they ask me, or my manager will call me like, hey, do you want to do power slap in Vegas? I say yes. They send me a contract. I sign it. And then I research my opponent later. It's not for me to say yes or no to. Power slap, they tell me who they want me against. If I want to be here and I want to belong here, I can't pick my opponents and I can't say who I want to and cherry pick. I need to take on every single person they put in front of me to earn it and to deserve a title shot.
Fair enough. I was going through the comments tonight. There was a girl.
Fun.
There was a girl. I think Nicole Schaefer was her name. I think she competed against Ty Emery last in power slap.
Okay.
She says great match, but Paige finally needs her first loss at this power slap. I'm ready for it. So you got at least one calling you out right now.
You know what? I don't read my comments. The comment section is very dangerous. Stay out of it. The UFC or power slap, they will tell me who my next opponent is, and that's exactly what I'll do. They'll ask me if I'm available for a date. I'll say yes, and I'll sign the contract.
You talked about an MMA fight coming up. What are your goals in the sport of MMA? It's obviously with the GFL. Is the ultimate goal eventually to get back to the UFC, or are you just kind of taking it one fight at a time right now?
I mean, if I'm completely honest and transparent, I was to a point where I was happy with my career and I was happy with my success in my life and everything I've accomplished. Of course, I wanted to continue to chase dreams, but making the walk with my husband again, I was like, damn, like, I really miss this. And I realized how special it is. And maybe when I was in the UFC, I signed when I was 19 years old. I made my first UFC debut at 20. I didn't realize what a big deal it was back then. I didn't realize how special it was. And now seeing that process and leaving, like, maybe I took it for granted. And I know it would take a lot of work for me and a lot of dedication for me to earn my shot back into the UFC. But I definitely, my heart misses it. So we'll see. But right now I am truly happy and honored to be a part of Power Slap. And that's something I'm going to pursue for a long time.
Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Paige. First of all, congrats on the win. So you mentioned that you like kicking people.
Yes.
At your very first Power Slap press conference, you mentioned that that's the reason why you like to try all the combat sports, MMA, boxing, Power Slap. So the question is, can we see you in ice hockey one day?
In ice hockey? I won't say no to that. I mean, I'm a terrible ice skater, but we'll see. I was saying the only sport that I will never, ever, ever do is that leg kick one, the leg kick championship. Yeah, where they just straight up leg kick each other over and over again. I will never do that. Everything else is fair game for me to try.
Obviously, Austin just had a big fight in the UFC. So how does the dynamic of preparation differ when Austin has his mind on an MMA bout and you have your mind on a slap match? There are times where like Austin's holding a pad for you to slap, or how does that dynamic differ?
It's perfect. Honestly, I love when we're both competing, like, somewhat close to each other. He fought in LFA. I fought in Power Slap a week later. Then he fought for the UFC. I fought in this 2 weeks later. It just works great because we're both in total fight camp mode. And although, yes, we go to the gym together, at the same time, we do not train together. We have separate coaches, mostly separate programs because we're completely different people. But, yes, he makes sure I have everything that I absolutely need. Every now and then I'll pop up off the couch and be like, hey, let me line up my slap on your face. And we work well together. And I think people will be able to see that a strong couple that competes at the same time and, of course, same sports, different sports, it just works.
Going off that last question, obviously you said no to leg kick championship, but UFC, BKFC, Power Slap, that's a unique trajectory amongst athletes. So are there any like disciplines that you do want to have try out one day, or is it just kind of anything goes? That
You know what? I never thought I would do Power Slap, and then my managers called me and were like, hey, would you ever do Power Slap? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Might as well. So I don't say no to anything other than the leg kick thing. I'm not going to do that. Thank you.
Hi, Rob. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to finally get the belt? Because you've been a part of Power Slap since the first season in Road to the Title, and they built this division around you, it feels like. So it's almost like a Cinderella story. So how does it feel to finally have that?
It's amazing. I mean, you guys saw me get a little emotional upstage. You know, it's been a long time coming. You know, I've worked my ass off. You know, like I fight professionally. You know, so this is always just goes into it, and I put a lot of work into Power Slap. You know, and like I said, from coaching to competing, I've been along with them for a long time, and for it to finally, you know, be here, the bout, feels great.
That's awesome. And you did call Anthony Blackburn after his last match. He did call you out. Frank sounded like he didn't want to give you that fight. So who do you think would be next for you in the lightweight division?
I just don't think no one in the lightweight division has anything for me. You know, I don't think anyone in the lightweight division could even beat Dakota. Dakota's a fucking dog, and that's the best that they're gonna get to go against me. So, like I said, it's kind of up in there now. You know, I know I could probably wipe out most of the 170 division as well, and I know I could probably take that bout. But if they don't want that to happen just yet, you know, I mean, I'll take whoever they throw at me. But I just don't think no one's gonna be able to even to budge me.
Awesome. And then you did have like a long kind of layoff, I guess you would say, from actually competing, but you still stayed coaching, and you were on Road to the Title season 3 as a coach. When would you like to come back to compete, since there's an actual division now?
I'm gonna enjoy this next month, and whenever they want me back, you know, I didn't get hurt at all. I'm a little swollen, but I didn't get hurt at all. I'm ready for whenever.
Well, thank you, Rob. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Congrats on the win, getting that title. Who got the first call once you were able to kind of clear your head and let it soak in and whatnot?
Thank you, man. My son back home, his name's Carter. He got the first call because he was blowing my phone up, excited. And then right after that, my daughter, my son's 11, my daughter, she's gonna be 4 this year. So they were my first 2 calls. They were my only calls, actually. You know, I went out and I just talked to them, and everyone else could wait. You know, as long as my kids, you know, they got to hear from me, they know I'm okay. Everyone else could wait, you know, until I'm ready to talk.
That's awesome, man. Respect, family first. Last for me, you're in Vegas. You know, people love to hang out and party. Are you doing anything with the team with this big celebration, or just kind of kick back, maybe see the UFC tomorrow? What's the plans for this weekend?
Yeah, we're gonna go after party for sure. You know, maybe with Dana. We're staying the whole weekend. Me and my boys. You know, all my boys are out here. My parents are out here. We're gonna enjoy the weekend. You know, hopefully catch the fights tomorrow. We're planning on that. So it's gonna be a fun weekend, and we're gonna enjoy it out here.
Awesome, congrats, sir, and you.
Thank you, sir.
Just one from me real quick. Obviously, you're one of the guys that's been here from the start of Power Slap, so we know how much it's evolved from the outside point of view in terms of popularity and numbers. But from your point of view as a guy who makes the walk, are there any significant changes you've noticed maybe amongst the athletes and how they slap?
Yeah, it's been a ton of evolution. You know, I feel like they're weeding out all the guys who ain't built for this. You know, you still see the crazy knockouts, but you see a lot more wars than when it first started. You know, we're getting guys who could deliver a ton of power, and we're getting guys who also eat a lot of that. You know, so it's evolving in that form that they're getting a lot better people for this. Yes, sir.
Hey, you're up next.
Hi, Brandon over here. Congratulations.
Thank you
and
so
new.
much. Thank you.
Okay, so You and Isaiah are 1-1. Do you feel like you need a trilogy right now, or do you feel like you guys should go your separate ways and then maybe see each other later?
Yeah, I mean, I think a trilogy right now is one, it'll be the first trilogy in Power Slap, and two, I think it's the biggest match that we could possibly made in all of the matches that have been in Power Slap. So, yeah, in my opinion, let's run that back. Let's do a trilogy, unless Frank and Erica want to go a different route. But, you know what I mean? In my opinion, yes, I think we need to run back that trilogy, and I think that's by far the biggest match to happen in Power Slap.
Awesome. And then it looked like he kind of hit your nose there. What happened there? Was it because it was bleeding? Is it broken?
He caught me in the nose a little bit. It's might be broken. It was cut a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. If that's what you got to do to get a world title, I'm fine with that.
And how does it feel to finally have it happen? Because you've been saying it, you've been envisioning it for a while now, and it's finally happened.
I've been manifesting this for a long time. Long before December, and then the way December ended, you know what I mean? That left a bad taste in my mouth, and I really worked my ass off to get to this point, so it really feels good. I put in the work. 5 days a week I'm in the gym working out and working on technique. I stay very, very, very dedicated to all of this. I knew that this was coming, back in December, so I kept my weight low the whole time. I've been extremely disciplined through all of this. You know what I mean? And it feels good for it all to pay off. And I've talked numerous times about how I have so many kids and I have so many people that I coach back home, and just people in general, the supporters and everything back home. This went so much deeper than just me. This was for everybody back home. This was for all my supporters. This is for all the kids that I coach. This is for my 4 children. You know what I mean? I don't mean to get emotional, but every day my kids come home from school and they see me start getting ready for the gym, and they instantly say, "Daddy, you're going to the gym?" And they know what I'm working for. And to be able to step off that airplane on Sunday and be able to hand this title to my kids, that means the absolute world to me. And it just shows them, and it shows everybody else and all the other kids that I coach, that when you set your mind to something, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. If you're obsessed, you're dedicated, and you put your mind to it, you can achieve absolutely anything.
I love it. And have you been able to talk to your kids since you got off stage?
I have not. I talked to them through the camera, but I have not. I don't even know what time. They're probably sleeping back home, so but I absolutely cannot wait for that conversation with them, for sure. I can't wait to see them Sunday. I see my family when I get out of here, go see them, celebrate. I mean, we brought probably 20 or 30 people from Michigan. I had people fly in from Texas. I had people fly in from Florida. So just the support system that I have, and the small town support that I have back home. I've got thousands of people back home that are all supporting me and watching me, and I couldn't be more grateful for this opportunity and everything that's come with it.
And you and Isaiah were friends before your first match, and then after the first match, things kind of took a turn and went sour. Yeah. How is your guys' relationship like now?
I just think, it's just a competitive thing. I mean, man to man, him and I are just fine. But when you're competing for a world title, and the way things went in December, they kind of leave a little bit of sour taste in your mouth. So, I absolutely had something to prove, and he wanted to prove that December wasn't a fluke, and I went out and proved that December was a fluke. I should have been champion then. That match should have continued. One more shot, he was done. I said that night, one more shot, he was finished. And I had been saying it since then. One more shot, he was finished. What happened tonight? One shot, he was finished.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Amazing performance. Just to piggyback off of what you mentioned, how many people were here. I've never seen so many team shirts.
Team Butcher shirts.
In the crowd. You couldn't, the platinum, the silver finish, amazing.
Yep.
You mentioned inspiring, folks, not just the family, but the team. Mm-hmm. With this win, it has to really put a target on your back.
Yep.
And how do you guys pivot and adjust to that responsibility now that not just the trilogy, but there's tons of guys that are going to be like, okay, I'm locked in on him now.
No, that's perfect. You know what I mean? I strive to have a target on my back. You know what I mean? Coming up my whole life, I competed at very high level, wrestling and sports and in MMA. And, I'm very comfortable with having a target on my back. You know why? It's because if you think you're going to beat me, you better outwork me. And I'm telling you right now, there ain't a motherfucker out there that's outworking me.
I respect that. And last for me, we've seen the evolution of the sport. Apex, Durango, Fountain Blue, Rumble, now YouTube. On the biggest night, the biggest possible stage, you succeed. How proud are you of what you accomplished? Like when you needed to deliver, you did, and wow.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited that I went out there and delivered. I've been manifesting this for months. You know what I mean? I really believe in manifesting. I know we've all heard Dana himself talk a lot about manifesting. I believe in manifesting. I believe in envisioning things. I've closed my eyes for weeks and I've seen what was going to happen. I knew how this was going to play out. I told my parents. I told everybody that was with me this morning. I know how this is going to go, and I've been saying since weigh-ins. I've been saying since December. One more time I touch him, he's done. You know what I mean? And for me to come out here and do exactly what I said that I was going to do, yeah, that feels great.
That's awesome. Congrats on the win.
Thank you so much.
I just want to get your thoughts when you got hit in the nose and the doctor was looking at you. What was going through your mind at that moment?
The thing that was going through my mind was you absolutely better let me get my shot off on him because I knew, with it bleeding and stuff how it was, I was like, please just don't let me keep. I even asked him up there actually when it was bleeding. I said, can you just tape it? You know what I mean? Because like in wrestling, when we would wrestle, you get stuff shoved up your nose. We just tape it around your face. So I was like, just tape the damn thing and let's keep going. So, I was just, please don't stop it. I knew I just needed one shot, and they gave me my one shot, and here we are. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you.